It is time for a journey of epic proportions. You join me for the first 4,000 miles at the wheel of my brand new Ford Mustang Dark Horse. We're setting off from here in front of the skyline of the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, to drive all the way to Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, for the United States' largest automotive trade show, SEMA. Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello, and welcome back to the channel where we're taking the new Shmeemobile, now with full paint protection film from Ceramic Pro, the Kavaca film that's been installed here at Ceramic Pro Chicago, all the way to the Ceramic Pro stand at the largest event of its kind. This is a car that at the moment has a little over 100 miles on the clock, but we're going on this journey that will take us via many states, through some incredible places, meeting up with loads of familiar faces, friends, YouTubers, people you know from social media, seeing some crazy cars, visiting some mega collections, and so many awesome things along the way. So let's take you all the way through from here, the long way to Las Vegas, via Florida, in the Dark Horse. Before we get on the move, let's have a very quick introduction to the new car in the stable, the 7th gen Mustang, the S650, and the Dark Horse, a new badge for the Mustang brand. This car has the Dark Horse handling pack along with the appearance package, but we gave it a unique touch with the PPF over the top of what would normally be the satin vinyls to give them that gloss look on the hood. If we unlock it, the lights give you this very aggressive appearance. In fact, the whole car has a mean look to it. There's one big reason though why I had to add this to my garage: the combination of the engine and the gearbox. The only car you can currently buy with a manual gearbox, stick and clutch pedal, and a naturally aspirated V8 up front. In fact, in here we have an evolution of the Coyote power plant. It's a 5-litre V8. In this car it makes 500 horsepower. Admittedly, the auto would be better if you were going to take the car to the drag strip an awful lot, but this thing sounds amazing. It is a proper grunt and it's a beast. It's what a Mustang should be. If we take a look inside though, it literally has, at this stage, if we just press the button here very quickly, a total of, wait for it, 128.8 miles on the dash. Early stages, we've got a lot ahead of us, so let's get this started, get on the road, get ready for this drive, because today we're heading the first leg, about 8 hours, down to Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's get ready to drive, get some of this running in done. We do have wireless Android Auto, which is nice, and we've got a long drive ahead today. The first 524 miles. It will be nearly run-in when we arrive, but I've got to say that this system is super laggy. Maybe as I get a little bit more familiar with it during the drive, we start to learn it better, but that's one downside of the Dark Horse so far, I have to say. Anyway, the gearbox is going to be an absolute delight to drive with when we've got some miles on this thing. It's going to be an interesting car to get to learn because it's obviously very track focused with the Dark Horse handling package. Anyway, we're going to head into town, go past the start of Route 66, and then make our way onwards and get today's first long leg fully underway. I mean, listen to this. And this is low RPMs. As we turn left here, this is the beginning of the historic Route 66 across America, from here to Santa Monica in California. Now, the nav's lost the plot again. This was one of the most legendary original big touring routes across the country. It stopped about 40 or so years ago, really, as the interstate network grew, and we will be taking mostly interstates on our drive everywhere we're going, but we've got a lot to discover, a lot to see, a lot of places we're going. This is basically a movie of the journey ahead, the stuff you haven't seen in the videos along the way, as we're on the road to SEMA, quite literally. We're on the drive all the way from here, somewhere out of the city, and yeah, we'll take this in, see where it takes us, and enjoy the road. As we go past the stadium of the Chicago Bears, Soldier Field, on the nav, now that it's slightly more responsive, if you look at different routes, and there are going to be so many routes and state borders and things that we need to think about and process and work out where we're going. If we went this way, which is what, 5 minutes longer via Indianapolis, we'd go into Indiana. We're not today going to go into Indiana, we're going to go the other way directly, so I guess we have Kentucky next. But this car has been also in Michigan and in Indiana, and of course in Illinois, where we are now, so it's going to be fun to keep tabs on that as we make our way along the road. I think that's a hearse, which would be a pretty stylish way to travel. I'm sure that's just the first of many bizarre and wacky vehicles we're going to see during this trip. This is fill up number 1 of what, over about 4,000 miles, is going to be a lot of trips to the watering hole. I think this car is going to average about 200 miles in range per tank, so 20 odd times ahead in the next 12, 13, 14 days. On the road to Memphis, that is a big cross, like a really, really big cross. But this has been 200 miles so far of just cruising on the highway. This testing vehicle with a million different sensors and things says on the back of it, caution, slow moving vehicle does not exceed 55 miles per hour. Road survey in progress, but that's definitely exceeding 55 miles an hour. We're at our first, or I should say second, proper fill up. We've done 273 miles on that tank, which is not bad, and we've still got a little bit to go, which is nice. But fuel number 2. The light is going down, but that's our first sign to Nashville, about 200 miles to go. The very last of the light, but look out to the right-hand side. What a sunset. You get some amazing views when you're on a road trip like this across the country. And as we come to this side of the bridge now, I think this is where we enter state number 4. I think this is Kentucky, which means there should be one of these signs on the right-hand side. It's always fun to see the signs as you cross every single state border on the drive like this, and we will try to cover them all. There we go. Welcome to Kentucky, state number 4 of this adventure. On the trip count, we're about to hit 500 miles, which is quite fun. A lot of people say 500 miles is where you unlock more power. So wait for it, and done. First 500 miles complete. We arrive at state number 5, Tennessee. So quick crossing of Kentucky and into Tennessee, the volunteer state. That is the city skyline of Nashville, Tennessee. We are go for the third and final time of today, another 205 miles. We've got about 650 miles on here now, but we're gonna leave it for today. That's the end of day 1. Good morning. Keller's C63. We're here, just south of Nashville. Lambo Land, Mustang. We're about to go for a drive. We're here with these guys, Tyler and Jake. Local menaces.
Mostly him, yeah. Franklin's most wanted.
Definitely Franklin's most wanted in a C63. We're going to see where today takes us. The menaces of Franklin arrive.
How's it going?
Welcome to America.
How's it going?
You guys causing trouble?
Not yet. We'll see.
Not yet. Not yet. Coming soon. Alex joined, Keller. Oh, Austin's here as well. Okay, start as you mean to go on. Keller's rocking the Euro muscle car. We've got the American muscle car. That's a very nice 718 Spider in Gentium blue in the Starbucks drive-thru queue. I like it. I'm not complaining about how loud the Mustang is, but for a stock exhaust, this is not bad. Although actually, with him next to me,
I'm sorry.
you're ruining everything.
I don't have valves anymore.
Wait, it would help if I go onto noisy mode, given that this is now a little bit more run-in, and we have already been driving today. Come on, system. This is what I was saying. A little bit laggy. We don't want to see the pony right now. We want the settings to load. Hey, here we go. Exhaust mode, loud. All right, you win. You win. Out we go. Following Tyler, rocking the STO today. Looking very nice. I love that we're nearly done with the running in on this. Ready to drive it properly very soon. Out onto the highway we go. Lambos, I'm just waiting for the C63 to come past because I know that's when my ears are going to get absolutely deafened. Gallardo on the flyby. I really am getting more and more and more of a soft spot for Gallardos. Tunnel. That was loud. This random 911 Carrera S, Eleanor on the plate, wondering what we're doing. And then the Kia Soul is Mr. Alex Joy and Austin from Valvetronic. absolutely insane garage of my friend 458 Destroyer. Now, I've been out to visit before, but things have changed. There are new cars in the collection, the R8 GT, the Superleggera, the BAC Mono over there. I went out before in the Type S. I think the ZR1 is new. A couple of other cars have changed and swapped around a little bit. That's so cool. And the cracks from that exhaust. The gunshots. We're back where we started earlier today. Over there is Keller's C63, which is crazy loud. Tyler's STO lurking down there, but we've been out for the day. We're about to have him. Can't see, but very loud. Anyway, end of the day for us. Time to go wrap up. Ooh, nice Dark Horse logos down there. And yeah, pack up for the day. Good morning, it's day 3. We've got a big drive ahead of us, but the first stop is actually something you wouldn't necessarily think about. What I wanted to talk about a little bit though, is the luggage space. One of the reasons for doing a tour like this in a car like the Mustang is that we have no shortage of space for what is a month and a half on the road basically in total. See, this part of it is only a couple of weeks, but suitcases squeeze nice and easily back there, and then we'll be able to put everything else on top afterwards as well. I guess as everybody does, when you're doing a road trip, you kind of get used to your system. And we've started off like this. Bag in next, this one next. Okay, so they squeeze it all in. Get ready to head to our first checkpoint of the day, which might surprise you. And this is when you find random things that you've picked up along the way, like a Ford Focus RS Hot Wheels. So we'll pop that inside here. I suspect during this trip we might be accruing a fair few extra things, including the Ceramic Pro skate deck, which I have here with the floor mats. I actually popped it in there so it would be safe and protected a bit. Don't know the best way to pack these in yet. I need to work that out. Right, cold start in the morning. We now have 788.6 miles. We're doing well here. So, let us get over to, needs must and all, a laundrette. We need to do some laundry. We're on the road for a very long time and don't have enough clothes for the entire tour. So, that is where we are heading first up. It is coin laundry time. You've got to feed the machine $7.25 for the big wash. Keep on going with the quarters. Hopefully we'll get there. I'm not very professional at this. There's got to be a magic trick. Oh, there we go. There we go. Rocking and rolling. Quarter down, quarter down. And normal warm start. Magic. Wow, that's quick. And we go on machine number 2, except the last couple didn't count. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, we've managed. Laundry success. Ready to get back in the car, back on the road. Can go about 6 or 7 hours today, down towards Florida. We're at fill-up number 4. We're about 830 miles on the car, which means for the next one, we will be fully run in. We'll have reached 1,000 miles. That's a fun thing that's happening today. I'm not sure where we're going to stop today. We've just had a lunch stop. It's a lovely day. It's only going to get even more lovely. But yeah, get a full tank in this and get on the road. Welcome to Georgia. We nearly missed that sign because we weren't on the main road. As you can probably tell, we've taken a bit of a diversion because of traffic. That is the traffic we're going around, and I've just inadvertently let a truck out in front of me, which I did not mean to do. We're definitely going to try and overtake this truck at the first possible opportunity. Then here, we actually are going back into Tennessee, and check the pavement change, the tarmac change, Tennessee state line. This is a really odd route, but it kind of is what it is because there's a massive traffic jam. We always navigate on Waze, and oddly this just came back onto here, which is nice. But this traffic jam has added like an hour and a half to the route. We'll just take getting lost and some diversions, and then we'll go back into the 6th state very shortly. Now we officially have the welcome to Georgia sign, state number 6. alongside us is a 6th gen S550 Mustang GT 5 litre in white. I feel like this is Mustangs together. How's it going? I can't hear anything, but we're nearly running, so we can just wait for it. I was about to say, we're nearly run in, only about 60 miles to go. We've got a Corvette on the flyby from one American V8 to another. And at this point in time, by the way, on the dashboard, check this out, 997.5 miles. The last 2.5 miles of driving gently, and then we're going to be able to notch it up and have a very small little acceleration in the traffic jam. 999.9. We're about to have, wait for it, there we go, 1,000 miles, 5th gear, 4th gear, 3rd gear, full throttle. Okay, I've been waiting for that. I was waiting for the opportunity to do that. Now we'll go back to cruising, and we'll find a nice road a little bit later on, hopefully, at some point, although we're heading to Florida, and Florida is not famed for its nice roads. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. We're driving straight through Atlanta. We have the skyline here. As the sun is setting, we're not stopping at Atlanta this time, but the road, and yet more traffic jams. Today has been all about traffic jams. We've still got 400 miles to go. Oh, I like being able to use some more of the revs. This thing sounds amazing. Go down to first. Yeah. It's time for number 5, and it's actually a whole lot cheaper here than it's been earlier in this trip. $3.50 a gallon for 93. Doesn't sound too bad. Anyway, that was 240 miles, but that one tank was over 4 hours of driving because of all the traffic. I think we've had 3 or maybe 4 traffic jams. Whew. It's night time, but we have a 3-way elephant race. 3 trucks across. Clearly the left one wants to get in the middle lane, but alas, that's not working. It's quite funny, actually. Somebody clearly abandoned their chair. Who knows why? Time to unload. Whew. That was day 3. Laundry, long drive. Tomorrow, we've got a couple of hours to head near Orlando. You can probably guess where we're going. Getting used to the Tetris that is this particular car. Every time you have a new car, there's a whole new learning of how to actually fit everything into the back of it. But it is a beautiful morning. It's going to be a lovely warm day. And we've got about 3 hours on the road this morning. I'll take that in the car with me. So let's get it started. I'm actually going to ride as the passenger this morning. So get some work done, get some emails replied to. But yeah, Dark Horse passenger time. Only a couple of miles into the day. Welcome to Florida. Florida welcomes you. Our 7th state. We're doing this for the 6th time. It's going to be about 20. There we go, 93. Much more expensive here than it was just before. And also odd that on the Mustang, the fuel filler is right at the back of the car. It means when you're pulling up, it's a strange sensation. Anyway, we are go. Well, here we are. Mr. Tavarish. Right, let me hop out. Oh, nice. Very nice.
This is nice.
How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. It's a bit of a madhouse right now.
I can imagine. Hey, how you doing?
We're getting 2 cars ready for SEMA. We got the.
Can I just say, you sound so tired?
I am a little bit. Yeah.
You sound exhausted.
Yeah. Well, exhausted will be probably tomorrow or the day after because we have a few sleepless nights ahead of us. So, good stuff. Good stuff.
Life good though?
Yeah. Can't complain. I've never seen one of these things. These are awesome.
It's brand new, right?
Yeah.
Last time we were here, we raced that with my other Mustang.
Yeah.
Another year, another Mustang.
Yeah. I mean, I just need another Hellcat then. Wow.
But yeah.
So what's I know almost nothing about these things. Are they
manual?
Uh-huh.
Naturally aspirated.
Mm-hmm.
V8.
Mm-hmm.
Not many of those around.
Yeah.
500 horsepower, not crazy quick.
Wow.
New badge, new brand name, Dark Horse. 305 wide front tires.
Oh, cool. So it's like this.
Just stupid. Are these 305? What are these?
Yep, 305.
What? This is America. This is an American thing, isn't it?
It is. It is. So you don't want to spend any research and development time and money on developing a suspension. You just make the tires wider.
Yeah, more grip, more rubber.
More grip. There you go.
Done.
Yeah.
One of the fun things now is that we've got this fully running car, so we can pop it up into sport mode. That will open the exhaust valves, and wait for it, go. It sounds good. That is the sound that you don't really get much of anymore. Not many cars have a sound like that. This thing is just an angry beast. Anyway, we've only got another hour or so until our hotel for tonight, ready for some filming tomorrow, and it's after that that the really long legs are going to begin. Bags are unloaded. That is the end of, I don't even know how many days in we are. Day 1, we left Chicago. Day 2, we were at 458 Destroyer. Day 3, we were driving. And day 4, with Tavarish. It's actually the next afternoon now. We've been at ECD Auto Design for a video that might still be coming soon. Stay tuned for that one. But we've now got our first really long leg. And by really long, I mean 1,170 miles, which is obviously more than we can do tonight. That's just shy of 2,000 kilometers. So the plan is to drive 4 or 5 hours tonight, and then maybe a 12-hour shift tomorrow. It's a long old drive, this, and then we're only there for 2 days and have an even longer stretch to the next stop. So, I suppose, before it gets any later, we best get a move on. So, tonight's stop, what we have decided, here, what's this, 4 hours, 269 miles, but this is not a bad GT car, so we shall enjoy, get straight on the move, and get ourselves heading from here towards, well, we'll still be in Florida tonight. It's a big state. We're going past up to the kind of kink across the top, which I've never driven before, but this thing sounds amazing. A bit of a construction site around here, and a long drive ahead of us. The lights started going down, but it's fill up number 7. This is going to be a very reoccurring theme during this voyage. First, it's about 50 miles in. Nothing to report. I'm not gonna lie, nothing to report at all. This car can be reasonably economical if you're just chilling, but we'll have a full update on exactly what this whole trip costs later on, because I'm keeping tabs. I'm collecting receipts. This is $3.93.9 per gallon. I don't know, it's still about a half to a third what it costs back. We've left the most southerly point, so 1,500 miles down to there, and it's about 2,500 to where we're going. But when you're cruising, take a look at this. So cruise control is set for 70 at the moment, 70 miles an hour. On the GPS, 70 miles an hour, which is unusual because normally there would be 2, 3, 4% difference in the readout of your speedometer and your GPS read. So in this car, it is surprisingly accurate. We have had a dinner stop. Why is it chiming at me? I have no idea, but we're on the road. I say dinner stop. Dinner has been at one Chick-fil-A, which you have to do when you're on the road like this. But over here, check this out. That lifted truck has bright blue wheels. We're going to see a lot of that at SEMA. For now, I think we're going this way, and we'll figure out where this takes us. And this is something you see a lot of out here. Car driving with no lights on. No lights at all other than his brake lights. A lot of people do that in the US, which you don't see much around Europe. Bags are out. We're done for tonight. Whew. Keep on cracking on. Good morning. It is the next Aero adventure. We are filling up for number 8. And today we're driving through 5 different states, which is quite fun. We start in Florida. We're going to go through Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and into Texas. But I promise this trip is going to be more than just crossing state borders and filling up the car. That's just a side topic within the video as we progress. So it's about 750 miles today. On Waze, that's around 10 hours, 45 minutes. Long drive, long drive, but We've got a lot of cool things ahead of us, I promise. There's a policeman, and we're finally at the end of Florida. Thank you for visiting Florida. So where is the Alabama sign? Alabama state line. That can't be the only sign, that little one there. There must be like a big welcome to Alabama sign. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. I don't see one at all. There we go, I can see it now. We're getting towards it, behind the truck. Tourist info. And I'm hovering behind the container, which is the same kind of container that would take the cars backwards and forwards. There we go. Welcome to Sweet Home, Alabama. State number 8 of this tour around the country. There is a big sign up there behind the trees for the exit to Buc-ee's. Now, if you're not familiar with Buc-ee's, this is going to be quite a shock to the system. Buc-ee's is the most American way of stopping on a long journey. And you're going to see in a second. We are arriving, look at the size of this, like 100 gas pumps, petrol station pumps, or probably more, and everything you could possibly need in a services. It's absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous place, but quite entertaining. And so are the downshifts in this, also quite entertaining. Not that we need any gas or petrol at the moment, but... Did he hit us? My heart is absolutely racing right now. Luckily, we've just hopped out. We didn't have any contact there, but that car was definitely doing his best to try and hit the side of me. He just failed to stick in his lane. And yeah, I mean, PPF, hopefully, with a gentle hit like that, would save the day, but when you're going to Las Vegas to have this car at SEMA, that would not have been fun. My heart is actually really racing because that was nearly disaster. That was absolutely nearly disaster. And I was completely in my lane correctly. That guy just was half asleep. I have no idea. But calm, we're all good. Let's go over this way. Let's head in. Oh, I think that's the guy. Is that the guy? That is the guy. Yeah, that's literally the guy. There are a lot of pumps. Like 4 rows of pumps. Anyway, we are going into the shop rather than fueling up. So I want one of these parking spaces. Let's go over here because there's somebody behind me. I do it like this, then I can reverse, go into the space and enjoy the fact that this car has a nice reversing camera and is very, very, very easy to park. Actually done a really nice job with that in this. Dum, 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 and done. Let's go in. And we're definitely going to get a friend for Shmoo, one of the Buc-ee's from here. This is a gas station with everything you could want in the world in one place. I hear something really loud. Oh yeah, there it is. There's a C7 Corvette lurking over there. That was really loud. It just gave a rev or two. Anyway, I can't believe that we're all fine from that, but just to prove it, no damage anywhere here, nothing. It always sounded like a damage just from the jolt I gave, but I was quite close to this side. Thankfully, nothing here either. Just some dead bugs from the road. But PPF, and those will clean off. Obviously, when we arrive in Las Vegas, we'll get this completely tidy. It's actually looking pretty good though. That's the benefit of the Ceramic Pro iron coating, the ceramic coating that we have both on the PPF and also the additional layer given on top of that. As timings have it, thank you. It's amazing how much that happens. The chap on our left just shouted, "Love your car." People notice the Dark Horse, which is awesome. I mean, it's part of the fun of owning something like this when it's brand new, that it's the first time people have seen one. That's really loud. That's really, really, really loud. Now that we can give it some beans. Jackson County, Mississippi. So where is the Welcome to Mississippi sign? Because we're definitely now in Mississippi. State number 9. Not entirely sure. These things get unpredictable. I'm like waiting, watching, wondering. And tucked in the trees there, welcome to Mississippi. State number 9, birthplace of America's music. It's not supposed to do that, sir. Your trailer is waving around, it's calming down, it's calming down. That trailer was going absolutely everywhere. Completely out of balance. Out of skew. Whoops. Police car is on it. cop is absolutely on it. I wonder if he's going for somebody or if he's just chilling. Well, this has just come out of nowhere. Absolutely pouring with rain. We're somewhere near New Orleans. That means we are, what, 2 miles, actually it tells you on Android Auto here, 1.7 miles to the Louisiana border, which is our next crossing. And it stopped, just like that. The sun's back out. We'll talk about random rain showers. We've just crossed over a river, and that says, welcome to Louisiana. Now, a little bit of a challenge right here. This car's fuel capacity and consumption give it a range of just shy of 300 miles normally. We are currently 280.6.7 miles into this tank. We have 32 miles to empty, which is in theory about 313 miles. And I think it'd be quite fun to tick the box of going over 300 miles on one tank. So that's what we're going to do before the next fill up. So we're in state 10, but still awaiting our 9th fuel up. That is a GR Corolla. We don't get those in Europe, same as the Americas don't get the GR Yaris. Corolla is like the bigger brother. Very nice. Cool car, sir, cool car. 299.9. And then we will have our longest tank that we've done in this, 300 miles, and we've got a gas station in about 5 more, so we're good. Well, we got ourselves up to 305.2 miles, so you can do 300 miles on a Dark Horse if you are on cruise control the entire time. Who's talking to me? Anyway, we're going to do the full tank of number 9. We'll probably have a 10th today, and we'll have the 10th state. No, we're in the 10th state. I'm getting tired, it's been a long day. We are crossing a big old bridge here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Port, river, a whole load of industry, and some traffic, it looks like. A whole lot of roadworks, but fast approaching the Welcome to Texas sign. State 11 for this Mustang Dark Horse, and one that's going to take a very long way to get through. Drive friendly the Texas way. Hours and hours later, we're arriving at another Buc-ee's, and that row of pumps is absolutely ridiculous. The idea is that you actually fill up and you leave the car at the pump while you go in for your shopping. I'm not sure if we've been to this one before. It feels familiar, I don't even know. There are just endless gas pumps. We have also, by the way, done 305 miles on this tank as well, and we have 38 to empty. So if you're really cruising, as we have been, this has been 70 miles an hour for the entirety of the tank, you can actually get pretty good range out of it. I have to say I'm quite impressed. I didn't expect that. And we're coming up to 2,500 miles. So where can I pull in? Is that person? That person's gone forwards. Good. We can go for this one. We can fill up here. And then this is fill up number 10 in state 11. That's another fun thing. Soon, I'm gonna have fun with the drift stick and use it as an actual drift stick. For now, let's go get some fuel. We've managed to do the full works. We have had Buc-ee's fuel, Buc-ee's dinner, bought a Buc-ee, and now we're back in the car and we're heading on from here. And I think, as if by magic, Buc-ee might be about to appear. Here we go. We've literally bought a Buc-ee. That was actually earlier. But anyway, we've done the full suite today, and it's time now for the last 1 hour to our checkpoint tonight to visit Hennessey in the morning. But let's have a full final mileage update once we've arrived. That is Budweiser, presumably one of many Budweiser locations. And although it's really dark, look at how many US flags there are around. Massive one on the left with the Texas flag, over on the right as well. Hey, we know exactly where we are. Up ahead, we have downtown Houston. The skyscrapers lit up at night. We've just pulled up at our hotel. A very nice guy was just saying hello. We're literally outside where we're about to go in and check in. But I have to show you something, because this is amazing. 2,500.0 miles. Okay, I might have gone around the block for the last, tiny little bit to make sure it was spot on. But 2,500 miles. Literally picked this up from PPF at Ceramic Pro Chicago 7 days ago. That's a lot of driving. Anyway, we're here a little bit earlier than we thought we might. It's 9:22 right now. But I think we're gonna switch this off, go check in, have a rest, because tomorrow's going to be fun. Good morning. Today is going to be a funny one. The weather is going to be all over the place, but we are just arriving at a very familiar location right here at Hennessey, where we will pull in because we've got quite a lot of things planned and it's going to be a busy day ahead. Well, that was a blunder. We're not going anywhere today. That's gonna be fun. I guess I know what my lunchtime plan is. These are quite hot, obviously. To figure out some new bits of tires. Let's head back to base and start working on a plan here. Unexpected sequence. We've wrapped the Dark Horse. It's now Blue Ember. No, what we have done, thanks to the guys here at Hennessey, is planned to leave mine considering what's happened and it not really being that safe to drive that car. New tyres are on the way, they'll be here in the morning. We're staying locally tonight and they've kindly lent me this, which is the 10-speed auto. So we're going to drive this, which for me is fascinating to go back to back. A few differences in the spec of this particular car in comparison with mine. So we'll drive this back over to our hotel tonight, give some more thoughts on it, and then come back tomorrow to do the swap the other way and hop back in mine and continue our drive onwards. Somehow this is going to work out fine, but it was certainly a little bit of panic for a few minutes, a few hours, a little bit. You won't be surprised to know that at normal driving speeds, when you're not changing gear because you're just sitting on cruise control, this feels exactly the same as mine. As we go past Buc-ee's again, this was the first one I ever saw, and I just remember being completely blown away by it. It makes no sense. Anyway, we've got the Fox body display in here, currently set, from the changeable screens in the Dark Horse. And while I like the idea of the auto for cruising, there's an obvious benefit for a long distance drive. When you accelerate and it does this really small shift between each of the 10 gears, obviously the ratios are incredibly tight, it doesn't sound right, it doesn't sound exciting, you're not interacting with the car. So at the moment I have no regrets. Maybe when we're in the city centre where we're going, I might change my mind a little bit, but we're actually heading east. We've been going west, we're heading east an hour on the highway back to downtown Houston for something tomorrow morning, before we'll go back to Hennessey, where hopefully the guys will have received the tyres already and we can pop them on and then proceed from there. It's these funny last minute changes on trips that you don't normally see, but happen a lot, and there's a lot of rework that's needed and things to figure out. I'm just lucky in this particular instance that obviously it's a couple of $1,000s worth of tyres, but that we have a solution, we can get it fixed, and we can make it happen. That's a big, stroke of luck, really. That there's a workaround, there's a solution here. As we arrive in Houston, we've literally got the skyscrapers all around us here of downtown. It's actually quite nice, one, to arrive somewhere before it's dark, because a lot of this tour is really go, arriving late at night, grabbing food along the way. The other thing is to actually head into a city, because we tend to just stop wherever we are. We're stopping near to our next destination in the morning. But tonight is a little bit of a breather. So if we were ever going to have a problem with the Dark Horse and have to have a hold up for some reason, this is pretty much the best time that could have happened. Like, genuinely, this is the best day of this entire trip to have a one-day delay. Good morning, we're back on the road. We've got a checkpoint here in Houston, hence staying in the city, but we can't say too much about that yet. And then after Houston, we're heading back to Hennessey, and the tyres are hopefully going to be there. We're going to see how that goes today. Our first checkpoint of the day is now done. Something really cool, but that video is going to be coming soon, so it's a bit of a secret for the time being. Anyway, we're back into the traffic, cruising to a Buc-ee's, I should add, because that's become the thing while we're here in Texas. Then to Hennessey, where the tyres have just arrived. So the tyres have arrived, they're going to start fitting them up, probably we'll get there just before they finish, and I want to see that rear left when it's off the car, just to see what it looks like. And I'm curious to see what the fitment of the Cup 2s will be like as well, because it's going to be slightly different visually to what it was before. We are back at Hennessey, and guess what? It's been raining again. It's, pretty wet out here. Not ideal weather conditions, but we'll go find my car and swap back. Back with my car. But look at this. I did a job and a half to that. Literally, fully corded all the way around. More than I thought, with a tiny bit left. Not finished on tread at all. Still got, in mils, the wear marker is at 2, probably 4, approaching 4 millimeters of tread, but completely killed off that one. Yeah, not good. So, new set on. Back over here though, we now have some Cup 2s. So I am super intrigued at this stage to see what this is going to be like to drive. Obviously the wet weather today doesn't help, but I've got Sport Cup 2s on the GT500, the Ford GT, also on the SLS Black Series, GT Black Series, on the GT8, on the list goes on. A lot of the Shmeemobiles have Sport Cup 2s, and it's a tyre I've done many miles with. So I suspect this is going to be quite a nice setup. They look good. Obviously we'll need to get it down onto the ground once the last one's been swapped, and see how the feeling changes, although preferably not when the weather's like this, because right now it's slow and steady, whatever we think. But yeah, we're going to get this problem fixed. Time to get this old tyre off. Not sure what we're going to do with this one. Well, I'm not sure what we're going to do with any of them, to be honest, because the fronts, I mean, look at this. It's a basically new tyre that we're getting rid of. It's done, what, 2,500 road miles, and would have a load more life in it, but I don't like mixing and matching, so we're swapping all 4 Trofeo RSs out, and obviously don't have a choice on that one. That is fully on the cords. And we've got the new ones ready to be mounted up in place of that. Pleased to have found a solution. This could have been a complete disaster, but luckily, thanks to Hennessey, we're going to be back on the road. It is time for some wheel balancing, which is always quite interesting. The very clever machines that spin it can pop a road down on it and can check that the wheel weights are in, and that just had a weight added right before, by the way. But nice and easy, super simple, and even to lower it down afterwards and go get that back on the car. That has been a very smooth process. Love that. Really clean, really easy. And down we go, very nearly ready to rock and roll again. Get back on the road, see what this is like. It's time to go. The nav is set. 8 hours, arrival 11 PM. That's a long drive. That is a long, long, long drive. We best get started, get on the road, and it's miserable and horrible, but I am super relieved that we're up and running, because this could have been a total disaster. Luckily, we're going to be fine. Oh, it's nice to be back in a manual. Don't get me wrong. The Auto is a cool car, but I am manual all the way for this. I am absolutely about the manual in the Dark Horse. That's it for me. Choice made. This is exactly what you don't want on a brand new set of Cup 2s. I mean, this weather is disastrous. This is torrential. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. It feels like it's a kind of sunset, end of the day. Oh my days. Well, it's going to be gentle, smooth, easy sailing. It's getting worse. It's actually getting worse. What on earth? We're back at the watering hole. Quite literally, look, it's sunny that way, well, ish, and pouring with rain that way. Yeah, bizarre. Anyway, this tank we're doing earlier than we need to, because I just need to run in and get a drink. It's been quite an intense drive so far today, but the 11th, stood up in the 11th state. It's been 2 days. I don't even remember anymore. Okay, this feels really weird. I've got boiling heat on my back, yet my face is getting splashed with rain. What on earth? Things that happen. The rainbow has been spotted. Inevitable. But we're back on the road. And I tell you what's very interesting is how much grip Cup 2s have. Like, even trying to be a little bit silly off camera, they don't want to break, even in this, which is surprising. Anyway, I can't really judge what they're like yet. We need to do a fair bit more driving before I can give you any realistic feedback. We're somewhere going through San Antonio at the moment. The sun's back out, but I wanted to point this out. Look, 382 miles, it was 383 a moment ago, to the next turning, and that turning is to stay on the 10. And we've been on the 10 since Florida. In fact, yeah, shortly after leaving Orlando, basically. 380 miles until our next turning, basically until we arrive at the hotel tonight. Oh boy, a long, long one. It's going to be late in the evening when we get there. Well, it's night time. We've just finished fill up number 12, which was a big one. We just ran that down to about 10, 11 miles to empty. Keeping the tally going. First time we haven't found a 93. Actually, we had a 92 somewhere, but 91 is fine. Replace nozzle when finished. I think that's replaced. There we go. Yes, I would like a receipt. Onwards. The receipt's inside. It is what it is. We are about to go through 3,000 miles. Wait, there we go. 3,000 miles, like a gumball, in 8 days. This is day 8. Before we go and pull in to our hotel, just spotted a car on a German plate. How cool is that? A long, long way from home. What an awesome adventure. Very deja vu. Oh look, there's even a McDonald's at a gas station and everything we could need in the morning over there, which makes life easy. As I'm going this way to our hotel to park up for the night. Good morning! We missed the views last night. Driving in the dark, you couldn't see the scenery around here, which we're gonna have a lot more of today. We're actually up at around 4,000 foot of altitude, so 1,300 meters, 1,300 meters. This car has been splatting many a bug. There's a whole lot there that's gonna need some cleaning up later on. We'll worry about that probably when we get to Las Vegas, getting the car prepped. We do actually have some plans for it. Now today, we've got another 550 miles this morning, as we're gonna make our way towards a destination in Phoenix, Arizona. It says only about 7.25 hours on the nav, but we might as well get cracking on and see where the day takes us. Only in the US does this happen. Next turn, 542 miles. Destination, 544 miles. Our next turn is literally less than 2 miles before where we're going. That's pretty intense. It's going to be, I say that, but we've got to rejoin the highway here somehow, although that is basically straight. So that's why it does it like that anyway. The ETA on the nav is 5 p.m, but we have 2 hours of time zone changes before then, because we have both going into New Mexico where it drops back an hour, and then going into Arizona where it also drops back an hour. So that gives us our lunchtime and 2 fuel stops. For now, we drive and keep on driving. We are go with number 13 now. This is very helpful. There we go. Fill up number 13. We've run it down to about 5 miles to empty. That's not working. That's definitely not working. Have I done something wrong here? Come on. In you go. What on earth? I don't know right now. What's happening here is that this system, without having a cap, has an electric release that detects that has gone in and then opens it. But for whatever reason, it's not opening for this nozzle. So I'm not going to be able to fill up that. This one is frozen. Telling me to join something. There we go. 91. Give us 91. Hopefully. There we go. How bizarre. But 13th fill up underway. I was worried for a second that we weren't going to be able to do it here. The nozzle must have been damaged or bent or dented or something. Can't change it. We're heading through El Paso, Texas. So that means behind the mountains over there is Mexico. We go very close to the Mexican border as we drive through here. Welcome to New Mexico, land of enchantment, our 12th state. We continue onwards. New Mexico welcomes you. I think the next thing on the agenda is a border patrol crossing. All cars must exit. Let's hope we don't have to spend ages having things checked through. Trucks go that way. I don't think I've ever been here before, but given Mexico is just there, we are right beside the border. After a short hop across New Mexico, we arrive at Arizona, the Grand Canyon state. One more on the list. So we now 13 states and 13 fill-ups. It's going to be pretty even. That's a funny way to look at it, but yeah, it's turned into a much better day than yesterday. Beautiful, easy cruise, taking it gently, and making our way actually pretty early for what we've got going on tonight. I've just got myself in a right muddle because at most places 91 is on the right, and this is the first place we've been this trip where 91, 93, whatever it is to the left. Small thing, but don't want to put the wrong thing. Actually, you can put 87 in here, it won't kill us, but I always like to give it the good stuff wherever we can. The other thing is that this is now fill up 14. If I've got this wrong at some point, and it's actually the 13th or the 15th or something like that, in my defense, this video hasn't been edited yet, so I have no idea. It's all from memory, and it's very easy overnight to forget one. So please forgive me. I will see when I'm editing it and totaling it up. We are driving past the city of Tucson, Arizona, which is kind of fun because my dad back at home has a Hyundai Tucson. Facts for you. Fast forward about 2 hours, we've checked into our hotel, the sun is now setting, and we're joining a traffic jam to where we're heading this evening, which is actually very much to do with SEMA and where we're going. We are heading over to Creative Bespoke, who make some of the craziest supercar modifications and kits and transformation packages you've ever seen, and we're going to check out the stuff they're revealing, which will also be transported over for the show. This is less than 48 hours before cars have to be into the Las Vegas Convention Center. So chasing the sunset, heading over, and we will see where this evening takes us. Here we are then at Creative Bespoke, the Dark Horse sandwiched between Cullinan and the Huracan Evo rear-wheel drive in a very nice lineup of cars. In fact, come down G63, SVJ Roadster, Urus. Look at this, we've got the 911 720, Huracan Technica. Gonna come back the other way because all of the reveals are gonna be inside in a moment. But before we get there, it's worth a quick wander past the R8. Look at the wing on there. The 488 come through this way. Very crazy F8 over here next to the Bentley. Apologies, it's quite dark, but let's squeeze around. That's cool, nice color, GTR Pro. Because inside is where we're gonna see the new stuff. So, squeeze on through with me here and wait for these covers to come off shortly, and we'll take a look around at some of the cars that are gonna be unveiled today. A few more cars still rolling through. Alpha 4C Spider. They've always sounded really good. More cars arriving everywhere. The Urus, the full kit. How's it going? That sounds bad. 4-litre twin turbo V8 in the 720. I've not seen that kit on the Defender before. That's mad. That's mad. As I said earlier, lots and lots of crazy tuning projects coming through Creative Bespoke. And it will soon be time to head inside. Inside, take a look at this. The Ferrari Roma with the full Mansouri package on it. This thing looks pretty wild. The Roma itself is actually a pretty subtle car, right? Elegant line, 60s throwback. But do this to it, and with the HRE wheels, and it is a bit of a mad machine. I mean, look at the deck lip wing that it has at the back, and the exhaust tailpipes as well. That is definitely at the crazy end of the spectrum. I don't think I've ever seen so many extreme modified cars in one place together. Look at this Aston DBS. Look at that. Look at what's going on down there. Crazy thing.
Let it rip, tater chip.
So, the reveal of Richard's Ferrari 812. Richard, we've just seen your 812.
I gotta tell you, I'm actually beside myself. I got this car. Everybody thought I was crazy because it was totaled. It was a Copart, and I bought it. Had to pay a pretty penny, but I still got it very cheap. And we got it back on the road. Got it driving. Got it doing everything. Got a free bill of health from Ferrari. I sent it to Ferrari in Dallas under an alias, and they checked frame, alignment, everything, and gave me a clean bill of health. They would have never done that if they'd known it was my car. They even did 2 warranty recalls. And then I called Cy and I said, Cy, I want you to do your thing to it because I'm busy building a Ferrari Testarossa all electric that's going to blow people's mind, and also another couple of cars for SEMA. So this is unbelievable. And the fact that you're here to see it, that blows my mind.
The last time I saw this, we went to Cars and Coffee, and it was all dark. And it looks like a different car. Literally doesn't look like.
If you go back to my YouTube and you see me drive it, it's got a hole in the back that you could literally fall out of.
You could look behind you and see the road.
And yeah, this is really cool. Sai and Creative Bespoke did a great job. I know that people might say, "Oh, you didn't build it." I can't build everything. You know, I was busy. I had other things to do. This is sick.
It looks epic. Nice one. What a crazy evening. I've had to drive away because there was far too much loud music to be able to share everything with you. But let me just show you what we've seen. The Duke Dynamics Lamborghini Huracan, also the Duke Dynamics Ferrari F8 Tributo, the soft kit from Mansouri for the SF90 Stradale. Then we've got the Novatec Enlago S for the Ferrari 812 GTS. That looks stunning. Plus also, obviously, Richard Rawlings with his 812 Superfast, the Duke Dynamics kit on that, and so many other things. The Rolls Royces, the other cars around. It's also crazy to think that tomorrow we're going to be in Las Vegas, but then there's still some more after that, prepping this for the Ceramic Pro stand. That's coming in a moment. If we get there and this all completely finishes without issue, that will be an amazing success. We've had a day back at Creative Bespoke, taking a look around all of the cars that are here, because last night was chaotic, we can say. They're about to be loaded and taken to Las Vegas, which means it's time for us to do the last leg of this 4,000 mile journey. Time to set off for 300 miles, but there are a few complications. One, I need to make sure that when we arrive in Vegas, the car has a basically empty gas tank. So that means we need to fill up roughly 200 miles before we get there. And two, we're obviously going to be going to Ceramic Pro tomorrow, so that's coming up as well. For now, let's hop in the car, let's get driving onwards to Nevada, to Las Vegas. This is kind of interesting. We are splitting from the 10, finally. We've been on the 10 all the way from Florida, and that would head to Los Angeles. We're heading to Las Vegas. The 10 actually goes literally to Santa Monica, the end of Route 66, where all of this actually began in Chicago, not very long ago. I can't believe how quickly we've traveled across the country. But over to the right, I guess, are the skyscrapers of Phoenix. Stadiums, all of that. I have to be honest, every city you drive past kind of looks the same. But we're on the 17 now for drive ahead. Want a bite to eat first, and then onwards. This is a really surreal place. The highway meanders up across these valleys of nothing, basically, and the funny and very cheesy thing about this whole area of nothing is that quite literally, look at this, the upcoming town, oh, the name's just gone from the display. How do I get it back to the main view here? Does it show us there? Look, we're heading towards nothing. We're heading towards a place quite literally called nothing. I wonder what happens in nothing. We'll find out if nothing is there shortly. On the right there is a sign that says nothing. There must be nothing here. There's a sign that says nothing. Okay, bad joke, I'm sorry, but this place is wild. Look at this, look at the scenery here. Rocks, cacti, and some tarmac that undulates up and down through the middle of nothing. Like, I don't even know, but hopefully we're going to get to a gas station because we've got 30 miles to empty, and I don't even know. I think the next one's about 25. So, fingers crossed, we'll all be good. We're rocking and rolling with what will be the last fill-up of this cross-country tour. Fill-up number 15, still in state 13, and $6.99. This got expensive. I suppose that's the price you pay when you're kind of in the middle of nowhere and you need to fill up. But we had less than 10 miles to zero. Again, we've got to stop doing that. Anyway, what I am going to do tonight is add up all the receipts I've got, obviously it's in a spreadsheet because I'm always like that, and tell you exact figures. So it'll be interesting to see. Once we've totaled all of this, it just needs to empty, or end the tour empty. It started full. So to be fair, we would need to calculate it back to full. We'll get to that. It's really windy, as you can tell here as well. But yeah, we're nearly there. As the sun starts to set, I think we have found some SEMA going trucks. There's a lot at SEMA like this, the big lifted, full-on crazy things. But I would be shocked if these weren't making their way to the same place that we are going. Look at that thing. I mean, look at all of these things. Ridiculous. Oh well. We're taking the turning to Las Vegas, and we're definitely behind another SEMA car. I suspect we're going to be seeing a lot of them on this last stretch. I mean, multiple. The size of the wheels on that thing. Mad. Absolutely mad. Well, the sun's going down. It's going to be a nighttime arrival in Las Vegas. But what a day. I think one of the coolest things about touring across America is when you have sunsets like this, especially here out towards the west coast. Absolutely breathtaking, just driving with the colours, the views, super pretty. We've just crossed over the bridge by the Hoover Dam, and that means we enter Nevada. And that is the view of Las Vegas. Hard to see at night, but the skyscraper hotels off to the left side on the strip. Wow. That's a whole lot of light illuminating the night sky. On our left is the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada sign, although it's currently Welk to Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. There is definitely a bulb out, but we're at the bottom of the strip going to explore and see what's up in front of us. Rolling up the strip, Luxor, we've got what, the different hotels? Excalibur, New York, the New York City, Skyline. Oh, and this is interesting, look, the nav screen just crashed. Hasn't done that for a while, but it completely just dive bombed. Oh well. Oh look, we're now in New York. We're no longer in Las Vegas. It was a quicker drive that way across the country. This is really interesting because that's where the F1 track is, on the other side of the road. It's literally running up the strip from the junction intersection behind us, past all of this. Well, you got lots of the hotels. In fact, Paris and the Eiffel Tower, the city lights, and some grandstands and everything. It's interesting to see it going up, and yes, it has become a massive traffic jam. This is not recommended to drive here right now. That is clearly some kind of hospitality there, with the grandstands all around. That's literally trackside on the strip. It's amazing to see how this is changing, and how on the bridges they're screening everything so that you can't see from up there. No free viewing here. You have to have a ticket if you want to watch the race. The craziness just goes on and on up here. Now, we're not going to do a full sightseeing tour, just coming to have a little look around as we are here for the first evening ahead of the SEMA week. Good morning, good morning. It is time to get this prepped and take it into the show. Now, here in Las Vegas, it's beautifully sunny, except it's actually really cold. It's not supposed to be cold. It's about 10 degrees Celsius. What's that? Something like 50-ish Fahrenheit, something like this. Anyway, obviously this car needs a full cleanup. So we have come out to Ceramic Pro here in Las Vegas, Henderson, here at the shop, to get this car in, to get a full check over of it, to have a proper update really after 4,000 miles. And the Zenvo is out back in a truck, ready to be unloaded. It's all going on at once. We need to get this started, take this in, and crack on from there. Look at that thing on the move in the morning sunshine. Now, there are some very nice cars around here, as you can see. Lovely stuff. So let's get this into the workshop as we walk past the Maybach and the Rolls Royce and go see what's up next. Step one is definitely to get this fully cleaned, get rid of all the bug splats, the brake dust, everything, full thorough run over, before then starting to basically inspect how it's held up during the drive and the 4,000 miles so far. Well, look what we've got here. Trucker Inc. arrive with a flash of purple and lime green. The Zenvo is in town. It's come over thanks to David at Trucker Inc., who was also responsible for taking the Dark Horse from the dealer, Pat Milliken Ford in Detroit, over to Ceramic Pro Chicago, and they have now brought this from where I left it with my friends at Team Carnage, Hyper NFT in California, here to Vegas. It's even covered up, which is very nice as well. We're gonna give it a clean, because I don't think it's perfectly clean. The wheels look decent, but obviously we took it out to South Coast Cars and Coffee, and also to Cars and Copters when I was over there. But a big thanks to these guys. If you have any transport cars around the United States, you know who to call. Meanwhile, back over here, a big thing, the wheels. They were caked in brake dust from the miles on the road, and in fact, the bodywork was caked in bugs. So it's having a proper job done at the front to get all of this off and make sure it's looking wonderful. Out Down it comes into the Vegas sunshine. Look at this thing. I love it every time. The color's amazing. Obviously needs a rinse with the sun. Just makes all of the dust look even worse. But obviously driving around in California, carefully does it with the carbon fiber wheels. This is all happening at the same time as we get ready for SEMA things. We have touchdown. The Zenvo and the Dark Horse meet. The first time two Shmeemobiles have been together in the United States of America. How cool is that? Look at this thing. Look at the colors in this light. That's absolutely beautiful. It'll look even better when it's been washed up. This is ridiculously cool. I hadn't really thought in advance what it was gonna be like having both the Zenvo and the Dark Horse side by side, but we've got some really cool plans coming up that I don't want to say too much about yet, involving both cars, because if you want to take that somewhere, you've got very limited luggage space. We did actually do a 4-day luggage load into it as a bit of a test. We had 4 days worth of luggage for 2 people in that car, and it wasn't too bad. But obviously, that's a little bit more practical and a little bit more convenient. So, we have a plan. Yeah, this is going to get a rinse down in a moment as well. This is all coming together. This is all coming together. Rock and roll with the foam. Always good for getting rid of the contaminants. That sounds amazing. So fully cleaned up for now from the outside. Take it inside, of course, to dry and go through things in more detail and fully inspect it, while the Zenvo continues being cleaned up out in the sunshine right now. Now that the Dark Horse has been prepared, we're going to take a look around it, and to do so, we are rejoined by a familiar face, Adam from Ceramic Pro.
Hi, welcome to Las Vegas.
It's good to see you again after the day I brought this car to Chicago to get all of this started.
Yes, yeah, it's good to see you as well.
And now you've taken a look at it. Tell me, how's it standing up?
It looks beautiful. I mean, I'm always so happy to see my product looking this good. I haven't seen it actually in person with my own eyes with the gloss conversion on the vinyl, and I think it looks way more aggressive and flows with everything. So I think it just looks awesome.
So I won't forget when we were looking at this car in Chicago, you're kind of spotting all of these tiny little imperfections and details. Your eyes are like, boom, straight on it.
Yes.
So what are you seeing in how it is? Because this has had 4,000 miles. It's had a whole lot of hard driving. I mean, we've come up from Arizona to here. I don't know if you've ever driven that area. Stone chips, rocks, it's awful.
Well, there's always some anxiety with the SEMA car because the SEMA car has to look perfect. And my first instinct when I walked up was, this car looks amazing, right? And of course, there are some little chips and nicks and stuff like that in the film, but all in all, this car came in pretty dirty. You could tell that it was driven, right?
Yeah.
And it cleaned up perfect. It looks beautiful. It looks, honestly, in my opinion, better than a brand new car. So I'm super happy with it, excited to have it in the booth with us. And I think it just really showcases the power of what we do.
So benefits of paint protection film, the Kavaca that the car has. Obviously, I know that the coatings make it super easy to clean, comes up very neatly, protects the paint underneath, but inevitably driving, you're always going to get a few small things.
You are,
like, that's
yeah.
life. That's what happens.
Yes. So inevitably driving, you're going to get a few small things, but paint protection film is a sacrificial layer, right? So by having a sacrificial layer, you could actually remove the piece and put on a new piece. So, we saw here, 4,000 miles of good hard driving. It actually has a couple of small chips in the paint protection film.
And gloss black is the worst.
And
we should
gloss
point
black
out.
is the worst.
You'll
yes.
always see it
They
on
really
gloss
stand
black.
out. But the driver of this vehicle or any other vehicle can rest assured that underneath that, the factory paint is brand new.
And I also know that underneath that black paint would be some kind of grey or white primer paint, which would now look absolutely horrific if it was a stone chip.
Especially on a painted plastic, right? Because painted plastic is always going to be less durable than painted aluminum or steel, right?
Yeah, so it'd look a complete mess. But this is where it's super impressive because, all of these, for example, totally immaculate, all cleaned up beautifully. We protected this lot as well. This is obviously all good, but they're all separate parts. So if there is a niggle and you want to change something, you literally just peel it off, go again. So it's nice to be here, nice to get it refreshed, looking good, and we'll get it on the stand later on.
Yes, excited for SEMA.
It's going to be cool. Removing the film then, as we go over that area. See a tiny bit of glue residue. Tidy that up, and perfect. Good as new, ready for a small bit of film to be placed on over the top. And yeah, be immaculate again. And as if by magic, new piece going straight on. Obviously all full process as we saw when the car was originally being prepared. That will get applied and ready for us to continue on our way over towards the convention centre before too long. We're back at the wheel of the Zenvo. Quick break from the Dark Horse. Look at this though, sunset, Las Vegas, traffic jams, that's a bit of a given. But the dry air, as I said yesterday driving from Arizona, makes these unbelievable views. And being in this thing is a little bit insane, to be completely honest. AC is actually way too cold right now, my fingers are freezing. But we're just gonna go to the strip, sit in a traffic jam, probably a bad idea because the stand, the booth at the show isn't ready for the Dark Horse yet, so that's parked at home until we get there later and figure all of this out exactly. How about that for a view? The skyscrapers of Las Vegas, the hotels lit up with the sunset glow off them as we arrive in from the side down towards the strip. This place is a madhouse. Oh gosh, where am I going? This way. Avoid the cones, avoid the cones. We are turning onto the piece of tarmac which the F1 cars will be driving on. The Las Vegas Strip on the actual racetrack part. New tarmac, all of the camera rails alongside as we go past the Treasure Island pirate ship. As you do. Full-size pirate ship. You know, we're coming up to Venice. This place! What is this place? I can't even tell where the lanes are. I don't think anybody can tell where the lanes are. This chap certainly can't. Watch out, sir. Little Zenvo pull on the strip. When you just spot a 918 Spider in the traffic jam. Like, what on earth? I just saw the tail light as we were accelerating past and was like, we're going to get the film on that because you see a lot of Hurricanes, Lambos, that kind of stuff here. You don't normally see a 918. There's one just there. That's really cool. That got me very excited just now. How crazy is this? When you're car spotting a 918 from a Zenvo. That's cool. We're somewhere a little bit further north. I have to be honest, I've never been here, ever. And it's very bright. But there was a car event of sorts going on one street over, that was closed. Well, lots of hot rods and stuff. And now we're just going with the flow. We're a little bit anxious about timings because the car has to be in SEMA by 10, and it's currently 7. And we also want to go get some dinner. And it takes a long time to get anywhere. So by the time we've gone to swap this for the Mustang, it's 8. Throw in an hour or two of dinner, and we might not get the car in. But I've got to wait until I get told I can bring it in. So it's all going to be quite last minute, but that's half the fun, I think. Look at this place. I've never been here. We're going to have a view left and right as we drive through. Slow and steady does it. This is Party Town. Oh my goodness. And the screen overhead. That place is mad. Whoa. Okay, I clearly need to come back here. I've never done that side of Las Vegas. Wow. I am pleased to say that we are back in the Mustang, which means we're heading to the convention center. This is our journey towards the end of the adventure, really. The last, what are we, 2 miles until we are parking this car up on the stand and can finally go through the final costs and numbers of the trip. We're here at the convention center. We're about to go in. We arrived. They told us you could arrive until 10. We arrived at 10 and they let us in. And they had to because it was 10 o'clock, right? But I've definitely just driven over some packaging. But they did not seem overly happy about it. Anyway, the Shmeemobile is here at SEMA in Las Vegas. I've filmed with many good friends with their cars here in the past. Tavarish, Rob Dahm. And this year we also have Matt Armstrong here. Strad is here. It's going to be pretty cool. But we are heading through, I guess. We just drive straight in. I kind of thought they might have some strict rules. This is it. We're at the stand, the Ceramic Pro stand, and we're going to work out where we squeeze through. This is really like late in the day, but where there's a will, there's a way. Here at the booth, we have the limited edition skate decks, the collaboration we've done with Ceramic Pro, these Garage Velt decks that I showed you at the very beginning of this tour, only available here at SEMA Las Vegas 2023. These are really cool. This is very nice. I'm super happy to have one of these, which will, of course, be on display at the Museum. Well, that sounds nice. That's a crazy wing as well, the back of that thing. We've made it. The Mustang is here at the Ceramic Pro booth. It's ready for SEMA. But we need to have a recap of this journey. 14 states, 15 fill-ups, and now just over 4,000 miles on a car that is 10 days old in terms of driving it. It was 10 days ago that we left from Ceramic Pro in Chicago, started in the city to begin this journey across the United States. And we're now here on the booth, of course, final setup and preparations for SEMA. We've got the 720 alongside. There's a GT4 RS over there that's going to be getting the Kavaca PPF during the show, and also the GT3, which has Kavaca window tint. And talking window tint, given this is going to be Florida registered and it has this Stormtrooper look going on, something to do with the glass on this coming down the line. We will definitely need to set that up, so stay tuned. But let's recap this, because we've had 15 fill-ups, including a very expensive final one in Arizona at about double the price of the rest of the journey. It is what it is. It was down to where we were stopping for the last leg to get this here empty. We've had new tires. That's a pricey one, a couple of thousand, about $2,500 on a set of new tires. But outside of that, everything's gone really smoothly. So what's the damage of the fuel and what's the fuel economy? Well, the total of those 15 fill-ups, and I will confess it's empty now as opposed to being full how it began, so we should do one more. But I have spent $890.93 in our 15 fill-ups, which is significantly less than I expected. The fuel economy, and remember a lot of this has been on cruise control, taking it easily, going very gently, has come in at a US 18.9 mpg, which is a UK 22.7 miles per gallon. It's actually pretty decent. It's actually way better. I mean, super gentle legs, and I know when you get into town and start pushing it a little bit harder, those numbers will be decimated. But for a long distance cruiser, loads of space, a lot of comfort, that's an average of about 400 miles a day. It was on 100 and something when we began. It's just over 4,000 now, but 400 odd miles a day. The longest stint, I think 750 miles or so in one go, and a lot of 4-hour legs between gas stations or lunch stops. So some big driving, but with all of our luggage, in lots of comfort, in something brand new, which must be the highest mileage one of these out there. If somebody's done even more miles, they're crazy, but respect, because yeah, big old run. Who gets through a set of tires in the first 10 days without doing a track day? Maybe you could say we did a track, I don't know. Anyway, we are here. It's an exciting time. This thing looks amazing. The PPF has held up incredibly well. I'm very happy with what we did with the gloss appearance package. And actually you could have spent significantly more and had the painted appearance pack over the top, but obviously that would have carried much higher price tag and would be gloss also. This was a nice approach to get that done without the extra money needing to be spent. I think we should wrap it up there. SEMA is about to begin, but we have had a successful road to SEMA 2023. 4,000 miles in the Ford Mustang Dark Horse here to the Ceramic Pro booth at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everybody we have stopped and met up with along the way, the amazing videos we've shot, and even more that are still to come as well. But stay tuned for plenty from this very busy event, and I cannot wait. So thank you again for your support. I appreciate it an awful lot. That's it for this time though, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.